Jason, thank you so much. I hope you guys can all hear me. It's a pleasure to be here in this meeting. I have followed you guys with some meetings before, and first of all, congratulations. It's incredible what you have done in, I mean, 1 year now or over 1 year. It's unbelievable. Nobody was expecting this, of course, and all these meetings are such a nice idea and such nice things to do to keep people motivated and together and just with always motivation to do something more and to learn and to just go forward in such difficult times. Well, I don't know if you guys can listen me very well. As Jason just said before, oh, thank you. My mic, I don't know, I had some issues here. And well, Jason, David, and Theo, they asked me to do this session more focus on warm-ups and some practice tips. The practice tips, I think I do it in the end so everyone can just ask and just free to whatever you want to question or to share ideas. For now, about warm-ups, well, I will just share with you what I feel about warm-ups and the things I do. And well, I must say I'm a guy that doesn't do always the same warm-ups. So depending also in my condition, so the days, because I mean, I guess all of us, we have days that we feel a little less fresh, or you just like, I don't know, the weather, if you overplay, if you are too tired, many conditions can change the way that you feel when you start the day, your health, many things. So I always like to start with very simple, just soft tones with just like to put the air flowing first of all. So instead of being just wanting to make it work immediately, like I have to do it now, I have to be ready. I don't like to think that way. I prefer to think, okay, let's start slowly, take the time, and good feeling will come for sure. So normally I always start with a mouthpiece, and I'm not a fan of doing too much mouthpiece, but I always like to do a little bit just in the beginning. I find when I do too much mouthpiece, then I get somehow a bit stiff, and the sound doesn't is not that freely afterwards. When I overdo too much with the mouthpiece. So just some simple stuff. Enough talking. Let's play a little bit, and well, I will just start with 4 beats. We do with metronome. I hope. Well. Or I just, yeah, whatever, without metronome it's also fine. So we start with the middle F. So do you guys can hear well? Yeah. So we start with 4 beats, F, E, and then we do 4 beats, just pause, and we change from mouthpiece to the trombone. So I guess we just do, while I do with the mouthpiece, you guys play, and then when I do with the trombone, you guys do with the mouthpiece, and we just change. So I start with the trombone, and you guys with the mouthpiece. All right? 1, 2. Alright, so I start with this exercise just through the 7 positions from F, which I feel it's like middle tone, not too high, not too low, comfortable. And then I continue with exercise, but just for now you have the idea, mouthpiece, and then with the trombone. Now I think we just continue with trombone, so it doesn't get too long. But the idea is that I always switch between the mouthpiece and trombone. And now I do the B flat and then the low B flat. So I think now we just do all together, and so we save some time. All right, let's go, guys. 1, 2. So guys, just focus on the sound, good quality of sound, and being relaxed. Not overbreathe, never from here up, this kind of breathe, no, never, just down. I will just stand up so you guys can see. So I always try to really try to overfill all this part, never too high. So I can speak freely, but I'm still full. If I breathe too high, then I speak like this, and I'm like, my throat is totally tensed, and that will be exactly the sound that you produce. So I always, about breathing, I just keep it as simple as possible, and as singers always think really just this part, everything freely in this zone. Otherwise, if you have tension here, your sound will have this tension too. So I really just keep it low, really low, and just focus on the sound. Let's continue with the low B flat. All right? 1, 2. All right, nice. I hope you guys start to feel good. Nice connection with our instrument. That's when I start to feel okay. The airflow is starting to work. The lips are feeling more comfortable. Let's keep going on. So what I normally do, just with the glissandos continually and still in a relaxed way, not going too high, too low, I normally like to do this kind of glissandos. So basically now I'm just putting all the 3 exercises we did before in one exercise. So we just do alright, let's do it. 1, 2. So I start in the upbeat. 4, 1. Alright, let's continue. Let's go second position and third. 1, 2. So still everything without tongue, just natural slurs and glissando. One exercise I like to do a lot, and now I ask David to share, which is this is glissandos from Scott Hartman, from a book he has over glissandos, and I sent you just a moment to be sure. It's the G14 file, the name.
Okay, I'll get it. 1 second. Hang on 1 second.
No problem.
I'm trying to find it here. G14?
G14, yeah, exactly.
Ah. Is this seeing it now?
All right.
Okay.
So these glissandos I like to do a lot, with still for the airflow, and it's very nice. So as you can read there, glissando and slur everything, use no tongue. I will just simplify the first one, and then we just repeat all together. Alright? Do you guys get it? Let's do it. And this we do 4 beats instead of 2, and then we continue. Alright, let's go. 1, 2. Alright, do you guys feel comfortable with it? Alright, let's keep going. So I count always until 4. This is actually a 8-4, but sorry guys, we just divided, we just split it half. So 1, 2. hope you guys like the exercise. I feel comfortable doing it because it's just half flow first, and then you mix with the slurs, and then in the end it gets quite difficult because it's then an octave. So it's like you start to warm up and to just wake up, kind of, yeah. And I have another one, which is the other one I sent you, David, which is called 16, I guess, G16, right? Yeah. The problem is I see some of you guys don't have a valve, trombone with valve, Theo. And this exercise is it's just mixing now. So I just exemplify so you guys have an idea how it is. I mean, we can do it anyways. Guys without valve, well, do it with a mouthpiece, for instance. Alright, so this goes, as you see, the V, it's when we use the valve. This goes like this. So you first use C, B flat, C with the valve, and then without. Alright, let's try it. Yeah, I think it's a comfortable tempo. 1, 2, 3. Alright, maybe a little faster, otherwise the hair flow, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Alright, do you guys have any questions so far? Anyone? Alright, so we can keep going to the next one. What do you guys think? So this goes, so first we start, we go to the sixth position, and then the V, it's with a valve on the first, so. Alright, so the first time where it has the V, it goes F, E, F, F, E, and then goes to the 6. I will repeat again slowly so you guys can see. Alright, so you jump from the second to F on the 6th. Alright, let's go. 1, 2, 3. This one, I normally do it a little faster so I can get through with one breath. Now I just did a little slower so we coordinate all the moving. All right. The next one, well, it's basically the same. I think enough of glissandos. Let's move to a little flexibility. And what I ask you now to do, David, it's book Masterler, Robert Masterler book, and basic routines. And I will ask you to go to page 34.
Sorry, it takes time.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I
It's okay.
should be doing that.
No, 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 don't worry. 44 you said?
34, sorry.
34. Okay, okay, that's okay. There. Okay. Is that correct? Can you see it all?
All right. So the exercise, it's just basically, I mean, this is basic stuff, and I just want to show so it's easier for us to do all together. And now, guys, I will ask you. So we go through all the 7 positions, and we do once as written. So flexibility, no, just slurs without tongue. And the second time we repeat the same thing, but with tonguing. All right, let's go. T-I-E, T-I-E, T-I-E. 6-8, I count 2 bars. 1, 2, 1. All right. I hope you guys like to do this change between the slurs and staccato. I find nice so you wake up. You just don't do one thing, so you mix it, and you prepare your lips for either things. Well, lips, airflow actually more than lips. You guys want to do the number 8, so we stay more or less in the same range. All the others, I mean, you guys, I guess you know this book. If you don't know it, it's the name here. It's the Robert Masterler. I don't know if it's spelled like this, and it's called the Basic Routine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. And I like it a lot because it has flexibility, it has tonguing, it has, well, all kinds of stuff. It's a very wide book, which I always, since I started studying, I was aware of, and I always did it in my studying career, and nowadays I still do it. I think it's fantastic. So let's do number 8, and let's move a little the tempo, so a little faster. So we do the same, all right? It will get a bit difficult in the lower register going so fast, but I think it's good. So we wake up a little bit our tonguing. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. If you guys, well, I guess for a lot of people that are not used to do these exercises, when it gets to the lower, it gets a bit difficult, so probably could slow a little bit the tempo. And what I do, which helps a lot, is continuing going down. So I continue with the valve. This I learned from bass trombone players, and it helps a lot. So if you control this area down there, then this wouldn't be a problem for any of us. All right. I would like to go to 4 pages lower, so page 38. All right. So exercise, just a moment. Yeah, exercise 29. I like to do a lot. It's one of my daily routine exercises, which go. So it's upbeat. 3, 4, body, 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 body. We can do a little slower. I just did this tempo now, so I explain it faster. So we go. Body, 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 body. Yeah, I think it's a comfortable tempo. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I forgot to say. In this one, we can do the staccato as well. We just keep going, okay? So we do now the tonguing. 1, 2. All right. Then with this exercise, I go to a little bit upgrade of it, so to say, which is, let me just check here. Exactly, number 31. Exercise number 31. So it's just here down the page a little bit. Could you guys see it? Yeah. So what I do is I do the first part of this one, and then the last part I put the number 31 with it. So it goes like this. Sorry. So I repeat first part twice, and then I go to the I B flat. Body, 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 and then the third one, body, 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 body. All right. And oh, sorry, yeah, that's why I'm misunderstood. Directly to the low F. All right, let's do it. 1, 2. All right. We just go on with the flexibility, so we don't do a lot of timing with flexibility and doing the tonguing, so we go faster with this. All right, but the idea is that I always do both ways in every kind of, well, this kind of exercises. All right, second position. 1, 2. Excuse me, guys. All right, so in these kind of more advanced exercises, I always keep to think in music. So because I believe if you keep just, very concentrate and focus on every single tone, and then you are kind of fighting, like it gets a little bit automatic, so kind of robot, like mechanic. And what I like to do is just think in a line. I do the wrong version before. So this is how I see it, like a little bit more mechanic. And what I like to do is think more in a phrase. So the slurs in between kind of sing a little bit better, and you just get through the music, let's say, and you think more in a wave, kind of, instead of, every single tone, every single slur. I like to do this just as an idea, so we always should do music in any case. Even doing warm-ups or daily routines, you always should think in music, because that's what we do. We are musicians, we have to do music. And most people think that trombone players, they are boring and they are always doing these kind of very boring exercises all day long. Why do they do that? And so it's nice to just make music with it anyways. All right. A book that I like a lot, so still now in the flexibility part of the daily routines, warm-up, I like to do a lot a book that I found out a few years ago by actually a trumpet player, a friend of mine, the solo trumpet in Santa Cecilia in Rome, Alfonso. And it's a book by a trumpet player. His name is Scott Balk, and I believe he is a jazz trumpeter and teacher. And the book is called Modern Flexibilities for Brass. David, if you can share with us exactly.
Can everyone see it there? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the book. This is a copy I did. I have the original just for just for you guys. All right, so let's. I will just an example, page 9, for instance. So he has all kinds of basic exercises, for instance. Then it goes to, for instance, this one I just mentioned, number 9, which I think is kind of medium level. This is written in so we have to read in tenor clef, because it's written in just G clef for trumpet, but we can play it anyways, and it goes like this. I did without the repetition, and so I find them very cool, and it's they are a little unusual, so they are not like the what we have doing until now. They are a little bit more singing kind of cool stuff, which I like to do, so it doesn't get so boring every day doing the same ones. All right, you guys, I just give you a few minutes so you guys read it through. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it or not. Maybe just take a look first, because it's also you have to read and change the clef and so on. So basically it's with 2 flats, so B and E flat, the first exercise, and we have always 2 flats. It's written in B flat, actually. So it goes like this. The first one, yet it now gets a little more complicated. Okay, guys, don't kill me. All right, you guys feel free to do whatever you are able to. I go through all the 7 positions, and you guys, I don't know, I just give the name of the book, and you guys can have a look on it afterwards. I find it very nice to do it, and well, just maybe we do the first 3 lines, and then who feels comfortable to do the 4th line, we just keep going. All right, let's go from beginning. We do a little, yeah, slow tempo. 1, 2. All right, it's just a bit complicated with the last part, but yeah, exactly, going from 1st to 3rd position gets a little bit complicated. All right, let's keep going on. So now it's A major. I meant A, not A major, sorry. 1, 2, 3. All right. This is kind of more advanced level exercises, which I like to do, just to, you know, to be a bit aware, and just yeah. And I have well, there are many examples in this book. Well, as you can see, for instance, the next page, it gets a little more the waltzing Brunhildes. He has always these funny names on exercises. That one is, for instance, a lot easier. And there is a bunch of, it's nice because it has the difficult kind of advanced level, but you have also medium and low level kind of exercises. I don't know if you guys want to keep doing some of these, or we just move to some tonguing, staccato. What do you guys say? Theo?
Yeah,
Well,
go
I
ahead.
don't know how much you want to share with us.
All right.
How-
All right. So we do one more of those of this book, which is just page 16. Yeah. So the sword of El Velco. This 1H1, I think. So here he starts in the 4th position, so G for us actually. This one goes also a little like kind of advanced one. I just do it once so you guys have a listen. It goes like this. It's probably too difficult just to sight read it now and to keep doing it. I just did it so you guys have an idea of other exercises in this book. And if you guys want, the name is just in there. David is just showing it again. I find it very interesting. And but we can just move forward to a book which I guess everyone is very familiar with, which I always named it the Bible, but actually it's Arban. And I guess everyone is familiar with it. And I would just like to do some very basic exercises, fundamentals. So let's go to dotted 8 and 16. So I think it's page 32. I think so. Exactly, 32. So these kind of exercises I like to always, not every day, but sometimes when I feel my tongue get a little bit lazy, I always like to do them. I think it's also the school I was attended, and where I studied in Portugal, we have a lot of American school influence, because some of the teachers of my teachers studied in the US, So, and we always did this, and I find it very nice, this precise tonguing and sound quality at the same time. And I always like to do them because they are just, fundamentals, and we never should forget these roots, like the basement. If you want to do anything, if you want to play a piece, you always have to ground your fundamentals. You never build a house starting from the first floor. So these are really the ground, and I always do them, not every day, but well, I try to do them as often as possible. So let's go to the 16 notes. David, I think, is a few pages afterwards. I think page just one or two pages afterwards. Go one back, sorry.
Sorry, I went too far, I think.
Another one. Yeah. So yeah, this one sounds good. Let's do the 28. All right. So just to speak a little bit about this exercise, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it or not. I like to do it in it's my personal taste about this exercise, for instance. So we also do a melodic part in it, and we see it more as a melodic rhythmic etude, as just a very precise daily routine. So I start very precise. Let's imagine like a kind of march sort of music. And then when we get, we keep going like this, and then when we get to third line, I like to do it a little bit more tenuto, more singing. And then back to marching, kind of. Alright, let's try it once, like with this idea. Alright. Yum pum pum pum. Pum 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 pum. Alright, I count 2 bars before. 1, 2, and then 1. Alright, nice, making some music. Alright, one thing I want to just a little what I do with, even it's written with dotted notes, so a point on top, so it means short, but it doesn't mean without sound, without meat. And even though you have to use the tongue, I always like to use the tongue in just the right amount, so it's very clear and precise, but never forget to focus on the good sound. So I rather to do this kind of short, which is you just have T and you don't have ta. What I want to listen is the T has to be there, or P or D as you think, but the A, it has to be very strong. So So really bells, pom 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 pom, really shiny sound and rich. Never too you just get too much tension on your sound, and it doesn't help so much because your tongue then it gets really sticky, just it doesn't flow with air. I really like to pom 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 singing anyways. All right. Any questions so far from anyone from?
Actually, I have a question. It's not really related to the warm so much, but I love your sound concept. I'm really, really enjoying it. Can you tell us a bit about where you studied and who your influences were and how you kind of, I don't know, just how you developed
Yeah,
that?
sure. Yeah, sure. I just put the mic a bit closer to me. I hope you guys can you listen me better like this? All right. So, I've started I come from a tradition of wind bands, so local wind bands. I come from a very small village in Portugal next to Porto, so in the north of the country, where it has a lot of the tradition of wind bands, so amateur wind bands and also some semi-professional, but mostly are amateur. And well, it's a concept like marching bands in the US. In Germany, they have a lot Blas Capella, which is like more like in the south of the country. It's basically related with Portugal being a Catholic country, and this when there is the festivities of every little village, it's a tradition that growth many years ago, that there is always a wind band kind of playing around, like in the marching, in the procession things. And this growth, of course, and nowadays they are, the wind bands are really good actually. You find really amateur players playing like, whoa, what is this level. And so I started there, and I always played the trombone. I started to play the trombone with 8 years old, and it was just like I went to the wind band because I listened some sounds of instruments they were rehearsing, and I had no idea about music. In my family, actually, I don't have so many musicians like older people, and so I just got influenced by the sound, I guess. I went inside, and I was like, okay, I want to play an instrument. I want to be part of this band. And I started to study solfege, of course, and like all the theory. And after 1 year, with 9 years old, around 9 years old, I got to choose the instrument. And I had no idea back then which instrument I would like to pick, So I just went to this big room, and they had all the instruments just laying around, And I remember the director of the wind band just told me, so which instrument you want to pick? And I was like, well, I like that one. It has a sound. It's cool. Trombone. Okay. That was it. Until today, that's the way I picked the instrument. And then I started, of course, wind band. It was still a local thing. I went to the conservatorium in a bigger city. Afterwards, I studied in it's called in English, I think, vocational school, which is it's like high school, but already doing music, so studying music. And I started there, which is like where you already choose, okay, this is what I'm gonna do for my life, Afterwards, I was studying a little bit in Lisbon for 1 year. Metropolitana is called the university. And I was working at the same time in a musical theater, which is it's very fun to do. It's really fun to do. It's like we as a orchestral musician nowadays, I always miss these things to play this kind of music. It's so fun. And my getting back to David, my concept of sound. So I did my bachelor in Amsterdam, in the Conservatorium from Amsterdam, with Jurgen van Rijn from Concertgebouw, and Pierre Wolders and Remco de Jager. They are trombone players at Rotterdam Philharmonic Orchestra, and so the concept was always like, every time I listened my teacher playing Jürgen, it was like, oh my goodness, like this honey that he has on the sound that nobody has. Sorry, I mean, there are incredible players around the world, really a lot, but just this melting sound, so sweet all the time. It's really unbelievable. Every time he was playing on the lessons, I was like, like, oh my goodness, okay, now it's my turn. All right. And it was always an influence for sure, since I was a very young kid, teenager, studying the trombone. All the New York field, Chicago, the sound, the power of the trombone sound, the trombone section, this culture is, I mean, it's unforgettable. Nobody, I think all of us, all the trombone players, nobody can just say, it's like they are what they are and they were what they were, and there is no question about it. So this is also a bit my concept of sound. Here in Germany, where I live in Berlin, after I did my studies in Amsterdam, I came immediately to Düsseldorf, which is another smaller city in Germany, and there it was like, I heard German orchestras before, and I was in Germany hearing orchestras while I was studying, but I didn't have the experience to play with them, so it was really like I was dropped in the middle of I didn't know nobody. I didn't know how to speak German. It was like an experience out of nowhere that I was really, whoa, this is another world. It's actually, Netherlands, Amsterdam, and Germany, they are very close to each other, borders with each other, but the concept of orchestra playing is very, very, very different, especially in the trombone section. It's really, it's like, whoa, it was a